Welcome to Sylvan Lake, the Sylvan Lake Gulls!
Without further delay, Gulls baseball fan, let's welcome the first ever coach in our history, Jason Chatwood.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Sylvan Lake Gulls!
Well, welcome back to Gulls Field at Pagato Park. Jim Claggett here, flying solo, but that's okay because these guys are flying, the Gulls, I mean. They went for 4 games on the road, 2 in Fort McMurray. They won both of those. 1 down in Brooks, they won that one. Then they went to Okotoks, and they were up 3-2 at one point in that game. And then I looked at the score, and it was 5 runs for the Gulls in the top half of the 9th. They had the lead. But you know what happened? The Okotoks Dogs just seemed to have the Gulls number. They scored 2 runs in that bottom half of the 9th inning for an 11-10 win. So 3 out of 4, that's not too bad, I guess. But, every time this Gulls team takes on the Okotoks Dogs, they want to win that game, especially that game. They could have lost the other 3. But if they won the Okotoks Dogs game, that would have been a victory. But anyway, they are back home here for a 2-game set against the Brooks Bombers tonight. And making his final appearance, we think, because Ty Boudreau is like the cat that came back. He keeps coming back to the Sylvan Lake Gulls after he goes away and he comes back. He goes away and he comes back. Well, he's headed down to the University of Alabama. And this is his final start as a Sylvan Lake Gull, as far as we know. Mark it down. We'll see what happens. But he'll take the mound tonight. There he is, number 40 on your screen. Ty Boudreau, one of the probably the most well-known Sylvan Lake Gulls here over this in year 5 here of this trek that the Gulls are making. And Ty was saying that, he just wants to get this over with and get down to Alabama, get into the draft, and then do what he has to do in order to make it in the world of baseball. And I said, so how have you been at night? He goes, I can't sleep. He says, I just can't sleep. I can't turn my mind off. He just wants to keep this, within himself and not share it too much. But he's really happy with what's going on. And he's got a plan B, he said. He won't tell me what it is. But plan A, obviously, is to get into that draft and find out if there's a baseball team that wants him, and then go see what he can do and work his way up through the minor system. And then, who knows, a Major League Baseball player, Ty Boudreau, I can see that happening. He's got all the tools. He throws in the mid-90s, and he's got the mentality, definitely, for being a starter, a mid-reliever, a guy that gets in there and holds the situation. I don't know about closer, but you never know. He does have that mentality. In other words, you're not going to get the best of me. I'm going to get the best of you. Well, here's the lineup for the Brooks Bombers tonight. Ben Fischel, Peyton Matthews, Altamirano, Snowden, Shaver, Ormonde, Recker, Hopful, and Bedford. Fischel, one of the All-Stars, I think, from the Brooks Bombers. Named the All-Star team was named earlier this week. And we've got a bunch of Sylvan Lake Gulls that are on that team as well, and we'll touch base with some of those guys tonight. I also have a couple of special guests this evening, and when I say special, I mean these 2 guys are special. And I'll just keep that under my hat. I'm not wearing a hat, but if I was, I would keep this underneath it. And we'll see what happens when they come up here. It could be anarchy. It could be a gong show. It could be a whole lot of fun. It could be all 3. So we'll see what happens. But we're ready to go here as the Sylvan Lake Gulls are going to take on the Brooks Bombers tonight. Leading things off is their center fielder, Ben Fischel. And we'll go through the Gulls lineup in a moment here, but Ty Boudreau is on the mound, and catching him tonight is number 13, Trip Ray. So we're just about underway here. Here comes the first pitch of the night, and it's inside and tight at 93. Nice way to start off your evening. Fire one at 93. There we go. Ben Fischel, Peyton Matthews, and Christian Altamirano are the 1, 2, 3 hitters as that's fouled back against the screen. Matty Fung is your left fielder tonight. Kyle Lewis is in center field, and the right fielder tonight is Michael Quick. As Fischel jumps back into the batter's box to face pitch number 3 from Tyler Boudreau. And it's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball that he waves at. And the count 1-2. The infielders for Mr. Boudreau. Brooks Bachman is over at third. Ty Yukamoto is the shortstop. Jaden Flores, another all-star, over at second. And Bryce Turner is the first baseman this evening. The designated hitter, Brock Tiarina. And that's grounded down to second base. Flores with an easy throw over to first. And one down here to start things off in the first inning. Nice one hopper and a nice easy throw for Flores. Nice easy throw for him. I mean, we were talking about this, about firing the ball or underhanding it or whatever, and Rowan O'Connor said no, and Tai Yukamoto said no, you got to throw it. Little sidearm kind of thing, just flick it over there. Just make sure you hit the glove. This is Peyton Matthews, a designated hitter for the Brooks Bombers. With Christian Altamirano on deck. And quickly, Boudreau is up 0-2. Home plate umpire tonight, Don Buskus. Over at first base, Ron Shuchuk. Chris Hartley is on third base, and the second base umpire, a young man from British Columbia who's traveling with the crew. And a strikeout there for Ty Boudreau. And that is Ty Pentland. Nice young man. I met him downstairs with Ron Shuchuk, actually. He introduced me. So they got a 4-man crew tonight. I like that. It always looks professional when I see 4 guys out there as opposed to 2 or 3. I remember one night we had two guys. That was tough on them. Trying to watch everything. Baseball sometimes moves at a snail's pace, but when it does move, everybody is moving, it seems. And you're trying to watch 3 different bases or 4 different bases. Yeah, it's hard to do. 1-1 the count now on Christian Altamirano, the first baseman for the Brooks Bombers, and he takes a little walk to do a little wardrobe maintenance on his gloves. Some nice rain fell earlier today out in Sylvan Lake, but the skies have essentially cleared, and we've got a pretty good night for baseball. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it's a Thursday night, right? Not bad. There's always good crowds out here, though, folks. Always good crowds. Inside on Altamirano at 3-1 now the count. 2 down here in the top half of the first inning, just underway. Jim Claggett here on FloCollege Sports. Mr. Clark off, I think he's at a wedding in Vancouver. Not his, but at a wedding. And a called strike there. Evens the count, or pulls the count at full. I'm sure he would let us know if it was his wedding. Then again, maybe not. The 3-2 pitch to Altamirano is fouled out of play. I'll try not to talk too much tonight, folks. I'll let the game speak for itself for the most part. But I'll tell you, the two guys that are going to come up here, they'll be doing some talking. And that's sent foul on the berm, and oh, nobody got hurt. One little hopper, and gentleman used his hat to catch that one. More than one use for a hat. And strikeout number 2 for Tyler Boudreau. So no runs on no hits. Nobody left on base after a half inning of play. The Gulls are coming to bat in the bottom half of the first.
Central Alberta, welcome to the visitors tonight, the Brooks Bombers.
There's your starter tonight, an all-star himself for the Brooks Bombers. Julian Pokorny will face that Gulls lineup. Leading things off for the Sylvan Lake Gulls tonight, Tai Yukamoto, then an all-star as well, Jaden Flores. Brock Tiarina, good to see him back in the lineup after that collision on the outfield with Noah Connings. Michael Quick, Bryce Turner, I should say, Michael Quick, Brooks Bachman, Trip Ray, Kyle Lewis, and as always, Matty Fung is somewhere in the lineup, and he's out in left field tonight, batting ninth. Leading things off, though, is a shortstop, Tai Yukamoto, who's starting to settle in. Check the box scores when the boys are out on the road. And Yukamoto's, you know, he's getting some hits. He's getting some, he got a home run, I believe, the other night in Brooks, I think it was. Anyway, he's doing well. He's feeling comfortable here at shortstop and in Sylvan Lake. 1-1 the count on the Gulls shortstop. And that's right back up the middle. A good effort there by J.R. Bedford, but the ball had eyes, and the Gulls get a leadoff single from their leadoff hitter, Tai Yukamoto, here in the first inning. That'll bring up Jaden Flores.
Please welcome second baseman, number 7, Jaden Flores.
So Jaden Flores steps in here to face Pokorny, and he looks like he's going to try and lay one down here. Getting the signals from Coach Jason Chatwood. Yukamoto has the wheels to steal the base, so that's a possibility, or bunt him over. And no squaring this time, as the count is now 2-0. From Dallas, Texas, and he goes to South Texas University, and our hearts are with the Texas players here on both sides of the diamond here, as that state, and in that state they are going through a terrible tragedy down there with the flash flooding and the loss of well over 70 lives. Mother Nature can just turn on a dime. 3-0 the count on Jaden Flores. And he's taking all the way. The count 3-1 now. We'll have a little more information about Jaden later on in the broadcast, but right now he's facing a 3-1 count from Picorni and lifts this into shallow right field. And the second baseman, Maddox Shaver, circles underneath it and makes the grab for the first out. As here's the replay brought to you by Hearthstone Property Management. And a nice simple catch for the second baseman, Maddox Shaver. That'll bring up Brock Tiarina. As I mentioned, he had suffered a little ankle injury after a collision out in left field at a game about 10 days ago, or 8 days ago, I guess. I promised myself not to do any more math because I'm pretty bad at it. Called strike there on Tiarina. That misses outside. The defense behind Julian Picorni, CJ Snowden on left field. Ben Fischel is the center fielder. The right fielder, Wyatt Ormonde. I'll do the infield in a second here after this pitch. The 1-1 pitch to Tiarina. And that's called a strike on the outside corner. Third baseman, Seth Recker at shortstop, Junior Bedford, or J.R. Bedford. Maddox Shaver over at second, and the first baseman, Christian Altamirano. Kai Hopfall is behind the plate. And way up in front of that one is Tiarina, and Bedford makes the grab, takes a look over at first, and 2 pop-ups, 2 outs. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Bryce Turner. As there's the play. Bedford grabs it and makes a check over at first to make sure nobody's going anywhere. Bryce Turner from Patriot, Indiana. And there goes the runner, Yukamoto. And the call is made, and a good throw there by the catcher, Kai Hopful, as he nails Bryce Turner over at second for the third out of the inning, and that brings the inning to a close. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base, 1 complete. We are scoreless with Brooks coming to bat.
For more than 40 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Welcome back. Jim Claggett here on FloCollege WCBL action with the Brooks Bombers here in Sylvan Lake to take on the Gulls. Inning number 2, we are scoreless. Ty Boudreau on the mound for the Gulls there in his final appearance in a Gulls uniform as he heads off to the University of Alabama. Good luck with that, Ty. We wish you nothing but the best. You've been a a solid contributor to this Gulls franchise and to this Sylvan Lake community. And that's one hopper down to Yukamoto, and he plants and fires, one hops it, and Bryce Turner with an excellent scoop over at first base for the first out of the inning. That was not an easy play, folks. Look at it, he just fires that and one hops it, and Turner hangs in there. Thank you for that replay. Hearthstone Property Management. That is a good one to see. Deep in that hole, and Yukamoto showing off his arm. Maddox Shaver steps in now to face Boudreau. That misses outside for a ball. Oh, and that comes inside, and not by much. The count 2-0 now to Shaver. Wyatt Armande, the right fielder, is the on-deck hitter for the Bombers. And that's grounded down to Yukamoto. He off the heel of his glove. And an error to the shortstop is going to put a base runner on for the Brooks Bombers here in the form of Maddox Shaver. As we look at that, and he just, I don't know, maybe taking a look over at first a little too early. Who knows? The young shortstop, he just, yep. He makes the plays, and every so often something happens. It's baseball, folks. Nobody's perfect. Unless you, Reggie Jackson always thought he was. .94-mile-an-hour fastball in for a strike on Wyatt Armande. And he whiffs at that one at 82, so 13-mile-per-hour difference in those two pitches. No wonder he was nowhere near the ball. Base runner over at first in Maddox Shaver. He doesn't have much of a lead over there. A 1-2 count on the batter. Seth Recker is on deck. He's the third baseman. And strikeout number 3 for Ty Boudreau. As he sits down Wyatt Armande. A little change of pace there. A little ball making some moves on the way to the plate. That'll bring up Seth Recker. Two down here in the top half of the second inning. The base runner over at first. Shaver got on. A ball hit up the middle, but it went off the glove of shortstop Tai Yukamoto. And so he is there courtesy of an error. That's fouled back against the mesh. 0-2 the count on Recker. Kai Hopful is on deck. And he's probably going to have to wait till the next inning, as this is out into right field, and Michael Quick gets underneath that one, makes the grab, and brings the inning to a close. No runs on no hits. One man left on base. 1.5 in the books. The Gulls are coming to bat.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus 2 weekly shows including the WCBL Report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday, and also the WCBL Game of the Week pregame show leading right up to game time every Thursday night. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For your Sylvan Lake Gulls. Now at the plate, the first baseman.
Another good crowd here at Gulls Field at Pegattle Park. As you can see, the berm is pretty much full. There's a few green spots out there, but for the most part, we've got a good crowd, and Bryce Turner will lead things off for the Sylvan Lake Gulls here in the bottom half of the second inning. Scoreless between the Gulls and the Bombers. And the first pitch to Turner is an outside pitch for a ball. WCBL action on FloCollege. If you haven't seen any baseball, if this is your first time, you're in for a treat. These guys can play. We've seen lots and lots of outstanding defensive plays, offensive plays, pitching displays. And this is why we have 14, 15, 16, 1,700 people showing up for baseball games here at Sylvan Lake. I can't speak for the other places, but they're well attended. We know Okotoks and Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, Saskatoon, Regina. And a swing and a miss on that off-speed pitch, and a strikeout, first of the night for Julian Porcorny, showing why he's named to the All-Star team. That'll bring up the right fielder, Michael Quick.
Number 44, Michael Quick.
Michael comes to us from Oshawa, Ontario, Southern Illinois University. And the first pitch in there for a strike. And quickly, Porcorny is ahead 0-2. With one down here. Brooks Bachman is the batter on deck, the third baseman tonight. I think Brooks has played all, other than first base, I think he's played second, short, and third so far this year. So, Swiss Army knife over there, and number 2, Brooks Bachman. And that's a strikeout, and throw over to first for the second out for the Bombers. 2 down here in the bottom half of the second. As there you see the replay there, courtesy of Hearthstone Property Management. The lefty Bachman steps in now. A San Diego, California native. That's a called strike by home plate umpire Don Buskus, greeted with a chorus of boos from the umpires in the stands. And he's got those guys well out in front of that off-speed pitch at 81 miles per hour, which would be about 20 miles per hour faster than my fastball, I'm pretty sure. And 3 pitches, 3 swings, and 3 strikeouts for Julian Porcorny as he brings the inning to a close. 2 complete. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We are headed to the top half of the third with the Bombers coming to bat. Tyler Boudreau on the mound for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. He had a strong outing the last time he pitched for the Gulls. Going, I believe, 5 innings. Got the win. Had a handful of strikeouts. He knows what he's doing when he gets the ball in his hands and steps on that rubber. And this is lifted out into right field and will roll out to the glove of Michael Quick, but a base hit there for the catcher, Kai Hopfel, as he leads things off here in the second inning with a base hit. As he goes opposite field, and Michael Quick gets it in. That'll bring up the shortstop, J.R. Bedford.
The shortstop, number 5, J.R. Bedford.
Don't know what the J and the R stand for. When I see that, I always want to say junior. And he squares to bunt and sends it into foul territory, and Trip Ray almost got to it in time. J.R. Bedford, and then the top of the order, Ben Fischel and Peyton Matthews, if they get that far. I throw over to first. I was talking to some of the guys about, throwing the ball, the infielders throwing the ball over to first, and how they grip the ball. Some guys, they put 3 fingers on it. Some guys put 2. Tai Yukamoto said he sometimes has it right in his fingertips. If he wants to get it out of his glove real quick, he doesn't even reach to grab it. And then Rowan O'Connor said sometimes he gets puts his entire hand on the ball, just kind of palms it and throws it over. 0-2 the count on Bedford, and strikeout number 4 for Ty Boudreau. And do we have the... Yep, we got the K-Man over there over on the left field berm. And there's the replay, and there's the K's. And number 4 goes up on the fence. I found out a little bit more about K's and how they came about. And a called strike there on Ben Fischel. And I'll share that with you in a moment. 1 down, 0-1 the count on Fischel. With the base runner over at first. And that's fouled out of play, and Boudreau up 0-2. I'm getting an earful here. And Flores over to Yukamoto for the get the lead runner. I'll tell you in a second, folks. That's quite humorous. That foul ball earlier in the at-bat by Fischel landed right on the container that contains Calvin and Mitch, our production crew, and I heard from them, not giving them the heads up, but in my defense, guys, I turn and look over top of my monitor, and I'm looking right into the sun. I didn't have any idea where the ball was, so my apologies. But I can go right back at them because when the inning closes, they play music to lead into the commercials, and it's at, what is Spinal Tap said? Oh yeah, turn it up to 11. It's at 15 when it comes into my ears, so I guess that's my payback in some respects. Not on purpose, of course. I would never purposely avoid telling you guys a ball's coming your direction. Cale, that was his job, and he didn't see it, so. 0-2 the count on Peyton Matthews, a designated hitter, and Boudreau with strikeout number 5 here after 3 innings of play as he sits down Peyton Matthews. So that leadoff single comes to nothing for the Brooks Bombers. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base after 2.5. Gulls coming to bat. Another inning for Julian Picorni. So far, so good for the young man, as he faces Trip Ray to start things off here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The Gulls and Bombers scoreless to this point. A pitcher's duel between Picorni and Ty Boudreau. As I mentioned, Picorni headed to the All-Star game in Okotoks. He and Ben Fitchell, I think. And Trip Ray gets into all of this one and sends it off the fence and over the fence. And the young man from Tennessee is walking in Memphis as Elvis used to do. Making the rounds. Make some noise, folks. There's a solo shot to get the Gulls on the board. And a 1-0 lead. Trip Ray and the celebration. I love that celebration by the guys as they come out of the bench. That is awesome. Here's a replay by Hearthstone. And you see the catcher, Kai Hopful, going, that one's not coming back. So a home run from Trip Ray puts the Gulls into a 1-0 lead. And Kyle Lewis will step in now. And he jumps on the first pitch and sends this one deep to left field and back-to-back jacks for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as Kyle Lewis puts a charge in that one right over the Synovus sign. And 2 pitches, 2 home runs, and Julian Picorni's going, wait a minute, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. You served up 2 gopher balls. So now, can the Gulls go for the home run hat trick? As that cleared the fence, and left fielder C.J. Snowden, all he can do is watch it go over the fence. So back-to-back home runs for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Matty Fung steps in now to face Picorni. Is he going to be first pitch swinging? We'll see in a second. Nope. He watched that one go outside for a strike. I don't know. I don't think I've seen back-to-back-to-back home runs ever in the Sylvan Lake Gulls history. Not to put any pressure on Matty. One and one count on the Gulls left fielder, and he sends this right back up the middle. A good play by second baseman Maddox Shaver to track that one down and fire a strike over to first to get the first out. They're very smooth, as we see on the Hearthstone management replay. Nice smooth play, gets up to his feet, sets his feet, and fires a strike over to first base. So.
Number 8, Ty Yukamoto.
And Ty Yukamoto, the shortstop, will step in now to face Picorni, who trails now 2-0 after home runs from Trip Ray and Kyle Lewis. And Lewis, or Yukamoto, I should say, kind of off balance on that swing. It was almost like he was expecting something different and didn't get it. That misses down low. The count 2-1 now on Yukamoto from Hawaii on the island of Oahu. Must be a nice place to live. I visited Hawaii a couple of times. It is a beautiful place. And I'll tell you, the Dole ice cream at the Dole plantation is amazing. It is like you are eating a pineapple. So you don't get any calories, even though it's ice cream, because it tastes too much like pineapple. And just off the fists, and that's going to drop in. Not the loudest base hit from Ty Yukamoto, but a base hit nonetheless, as he keeps the inning alive with a single to right, shallow right field. As you see it just drop in there in between the triangle of the center, right, and second baseman. That'll bring up the second baseman, Jaden Flores, who has a little bit of news on his Instagram account. Jaden Flores committing to the University of Southern Illinois. And as we mentioned earlier, Ty Boudreau going to Alabama. So Jaden Flores getting in on the action as well as he heads over there. Thanks for that picture there, guys. Flores from Dallas, Texas. So he's going from South Texas University to Southern Illinois. I think be in a little climate change there, I think. From Texas to Southern Illinois. At least for sure in the wintertime. 2-0 the count on Flores, who popped up to the second baseman, Shaver, in his first at bat. And the count now 3-0. And I'm pretty sure he'll be taking all the way here. Yukamoto over on first, was thrown out when he tried to steal a base in the top of the bottom of the first, and a 4-pitch walk given up to Jaden Flores. So the wheels are wobbling a little bit for Julian Picorni, and that's why Kai Hopful steps out from behind the plate and makes a little visit with his pitcher. Cam Diaz over at first base having conversation with everybody that's in his direction. He's talking to Flores, he's talking to Christian Altamirano, he's probably talking to first base umpire Ron Shuchuk. He just talks to everybody. And I'm going to have to talk to him because I thought I saw on the game sheet against Brooks the other night that he had an at-bat and got a base hit. Not bad for a pitcher. Well, I mean, pitchers can hit. But these guys don't hit very much anymore. One and one the count on Brock Tiarina, the designated hitter. One down here in the bottom half of the third inning. Gulls with a 2-0 lead. Both runs on solo home runs by Trip Ray and Kyle Lewis. And that off-speed pitch at 74 floats in on the outside corner. The count 1-2 now on Tiarina. That misses outside. Evens the count at 2-2. Bryce Turner is on deck. He sends this down towards foul territory and hits the screen. Count remains 2-2. Yukamoto over at second. Jaden Flores, the new recruit of Southern Illinois University, over at first. And Brock Tiarina waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Julian Picorni. And that's fouled back. Whatever breeze we have is kind of coming, well, it looks like it's coming from left field, which makes those home runs all the more interesting. And Tiarina is just having himself an at-bat here as he is spoiling as he stays alive on the 2-2 count. They could have Yukamoto over at second base, and he is picked off for the second time now. This time, a heads-up play by Kai Hopfel as Yukamoto got a little too far off the bag over at second. Look at it, he's like 2/3 of the way from third base, and the tag is missed, and then Yukamoto missed the bag as the second baseman, Maddox Shaver, put the glove on him. So Yukamoto picked off over at second base for the second time. And there goes Jaden Flores as he's trying to get himself into scoring position, because now there's two down here, with Tiarina still spoiling pitches over at home plate. 3-2 the count on Brock Tiarina. 2-0 Gulls lead it. And I think Tiarina thought that was a ball, but home plate umpire Don Buskus called that a strike, and that was that. So here we are, 2-0 Gulls lead it. Trip Ray started things with a solo shot there, and then Kyle Lewis said, okay, I see your home run, I'll raise you one. There we go, 2-0 Gulls lead it. Ty Boudreau still on the mound. Why not? The guy's got 5 strikeouts. Has given up just 1 base hit, no runs. Why not keep him in there, right? And he's showing those folks at Alabama he can roll with the Tide. Christian Altamirano steps in now to face Tyler Boudreau here in the top half of the 4th inning. This is fouled out of play. Off-speed pitch from Boudreau. And that misses inside. The count even at 1-1. 2-0 Sylvan Lake here in the 4th inning. Off-speed pitch, 78. So he goes from 93, 94, and sometimes 95, even 96, and down to 75. Okay. And Altamirano gets a piece of that one to put the count at 2-2. Top half of the 4th inning, Gulls with 2 runs on 4 hits. Bombers yet to cross home plate. And this is squibbed over to Boudreau, and he lobs it over to first base and gets the first out of the inning. And this is what we were talking about earlier with guys grabbing the ball. I said, what happens if the pitcher grabs it and throws like a slider or a curve to you over at first? It's happened. It's happened where they grab it and they have 2 fingers on it and they hold it like a curve and then they get some movement on it. And first baseman, what are you doing? As Boudreau comes back with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball on C.J. Snowden, who grounded out to short in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. Okay, that one I didn't see either, and then I saw them all looking behind me, and I'm like, is that coming my way? I was ready to duck, but it hit the roof. I heard it hit the roof. Didn't scare me nearly as much as the guys in the truck, though. Apparently there was a cleanup in aisle 4. 2-1 the count on C.J. Snowden. Maddox Shaver, he is on deck. And this is hit hard to left field. Matty Fung is going to watch this clear the fence as C.J. Snowden lights up Tyler Boudreau with a solo shot to left field. Looks like left field is the place to hit tonight if you want the ball to clear the fence, as he sends that deep into the park. He gets himself an RBI and gets the Bombers on board. C.J. Snowden, as he turned on that one and did a little hop, step, and a jump, said, yeah, I got that one. That'll bring up second baseman Maddox Shaver. Boudreau comes back, doesn't let that bother him. It's something else you can show the prospective buyers out there, that in spite of getting lit up for a home run, you just come right back and you deal with the next guy that steps into the batter's box. 1-1 the count on Maddox Shaver. That misses outside. Ball 2. Swing and a miss, 93 on the gun. Count 2-2 with one down. Gulls with a 2-1 edge over the Brooks Bombers. A bit of a pitching duel here, but Boudreau gets strikeout number 6 on the night. All the runs scored tonight so far, as we look at that, up in the high heat area for strikeout number 6 on the Hearthstone Property Management replay. Ty Boudreau, his only run given up, a home run just earlier, C.J. Snowden. Julian Picorni, 2 runs, both home runs. So they're either striking out, popping out, or hitting a home run. That seems to be the formula tonight. And no surprise, there's really not a lot of action in either bullpen, because both pitchers are basically, other than the balls leaving the ballpark, kind of keeping a lid on things here. So you don't get a hit, and then when you do, you make sure it's the big one. Sounds like it. 0-2 the count on Wyatt Ormonde, as he does a little repair work on his protective device on his left arm. 0-2, off speed, you think? Yep. 84, trying to make him swing at something that wasn't in the strike zone. One and two count. And a called third strike as another K. This time the reverse type goes up on the wall over in left behind the Gulls dugout, as Ty Boudreau with yet another strikeout tonight. No runs, one run on one big hit by C.J. Snowden. 2-1 Gulls lead. They come to bat. Welcome back to Sylvan Lake Gulls baseball here on FloCollege. Jim Claggett here, flying solo, as my partner Cale Clark is out enjoying the life of luxury and leisure and living it up. Good for him. And I don't know if he's doing any of that stuff, but I'm making the assumption. Bryce Turner steps in now to face Julian Picorni as the Gulls with a 2-1 lead. Both runs via the home run of the solo variety. Trip Ray and then Kyle Lewis followed up. And then the Bombers got in on the home run action as well, as this is sent to deep right field, but the right fielder, Wyatt Ormonde, he's like, wait a minute, that played a few tricks on me, as he thought that was going a lot deeper and then had to put the brakes on and start running back in to make the grab. But make the grab he does. And that's the first out of the inning. And this will bring up the right fielder, Michael Quick, who struck out back in the second inning. So nobody on base. Bottom of 4, 2-1 Gulls lead it. And Quick fouls this off. He's behind 0-2. And that misses outside on Michael Quick. Brooks Bachman is the batter on deck. And another strikeout and dropped by the catcher Kai Hopfel, but he's right on it. Makes the throw over to first to get Michael Quick. And that's 2 down. Has a swing in the dirt. And then Hopfel just casually walks up in front of the plate, fires a strike over to first. That'll bring up the third baseman, Brooks Bachman. Now, at the end of that last inning, I was looking out the window here and I saw Ty Boudreau put a sweatshirt on and walk over towards the bullpen, but I don't think he's done for the night. He's only pitched 4 innings. He'll want to stick around to at least have an opportunity for the win, so he needs 5 complete. And he doesn't look tired, that's for sure. Let's put it that way. He's got 7 strikeouts. Picorni's got 5. And we've had 3 home runs. So there's opposite ends of the baseball spectrum there with strikeouts or it's over the fence. Two and 1 the count on Bachman, and he way out in front of that off-speed pitch. The count 2-2 now. And Bachman sends this down to first base, and the first baseman, Christian Altamirano, steps on the bag, makes the out, and we are through 4 complete. Gulls with a 2-1 lead over Brooks. Bombers coming to bat. Well, Mr. Boudreau, as expected, is back for inning number 5 here. He'll face the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Brooks Bombers, Seth Ricker, Kai Hopfel, and J.R. Bedford. And that is way up in the air in the infield, and Yukamoto comes in from shortstop, makes the grab. And that's the first out of the inning here in the 5th inning. The Gulls with a 2-1 lead. And there's people in my room. So you guys should hang tough, and I'll take care of this right now. We got a couple of guests here, guys, and they're going to have some fun with you tonight. I wasn't sure if you were coming up, but you made it, and I'm glad you made it too. So 0-1 the count here on Kai Hoffel. J.R. Bedford, which we found out, he's the junior in that family, so that's probably what the JR stands for. So 0-2 the count on Hoffel, who grounded out to the second baseman after getting on base. He was part of the front end of the double play. And strikeout number 8, I do believe, for Mr. Boudreau. And that's the second out of the inning for the Gulls. So tonight it seems like, as I said, the guys are either striking out or hitting home runs. So we got both ends of the spectrum there. And makes for an interesting night, that's for sure. It's easy to keep score. You either fill it all in or put a K. And there's a strike right there on J.R. Bedford to lead things off. He struck out back in the 3rd inning. And the 0-1 pitch is in for a called strike on Bedford. Yeah, there's a lot of K's up on that fence. I like seeing that. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9. Not sure why you would want to take Kai Boudreau out of the game right now. I believe he's, as they say, feeling it. In a zone, whatever. 3 up, 3 down. We are through 4.5. Gulls with a 2-1 lead. Sylvan Lake coming up to bat. Welcome back, and my two guests, Calvin, can we get a shot here of in the room here? So this is Kai Rempel, Mickey McClaskey. They are going to be, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. They are going to be your play-by-play and your color commentators for the next 2 innings. Right after this inning, I'm going to have a little bit of rest. They're coming in to help Grandpa, kind of on his throat. He doesn't want to get too broken here, so I appreciate it. We spent most of the morning together. Now we're going to spend most of the evening together. People are going to start talking here, guys. And that's fouled out of play by Trip Ray, who homered the last time. And a swing and a miss there by Trip Ray, who homered his last time up, his only time up, in fact, for this evening. 1-2 the count on the Gulls catcher, Southwest Tennessee College. That misses outside. The count even at 2-2 now. Gulls 2, Bombers 1. Gulls with 4 hits on the night. Bombers with just the pair. Out of 6 hits, 3 of them have gone out of the park. And that misses outside. Full count now on Trip Ray leading things off. Kyle Lewis is the batter on deck, and he'll be followed by the left fielder, Matty Fung. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Gulls lineup tonight. And a called strike on Trip Ray. And as a catcher, he's looking back at the umpire saying, well, you better give my guy that call too. That was a little bit on the outside corner, but a strike nonetheless. And 1 out for the Brooks Bombers as Kyle Lewis steps in. He had the home run as well in his first time at bat. So I don't want to see the opposite, back-to-back homers, then back-to-back strikeouts. And guys, we don't worry about the feng shui in baseball. 78 miles per hour. Like I said earlier, that's my fastball with a wind behind me. Maybe. 2-0 the count now on Lewis. Matty Fung on deck, and then the top of the order, Tai Yukamoto, who's had an adventure on the base paths tonight, to say the least. My co-workers here are nodding. Yep. Yep. I'm sure they weren't calling it an adventure. Yukamoto's not calling it an adventure. We'll just leave it at that. This is the family broadcast, guys. 2-1 the count here. You guys comparing pitches there? Is that what you're? I see some hand movements there out of the corner of my eye. And that misses outside. The count now 3-1. With 1 down. And Lewis sends this deep, but not deep enough as it stays in the park. So my 2 guests tonight, we spent a lot of time this morning at the Sylvan Lake Library. So Kai Rempel and Mickey McClaskey. So guys, how did you enjoy your book reading to the kids over at the library today?
I thought it was a great experience. I mean, it was fun. You know, the kids were awesome. I mean, Jim, you were fantastic. You were getting me entertained with those books. So I was having fun, and then Mickey was reading good. So I think it was a great experience, and I'd absolutely do it again.
Mickey, you got the tough one. You had the dinosaur book.
Yeah, I mean, some of those dinosaur names pretty hard to pronounce, but gotta love reading the kids in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Good way to start the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, great way to start the day.
Now you tried to, Kai, you had to try and get your teammate Simon Baker out of bed, and no such luck, huh?
No, he was sleeping like a log. There was no getting. Oh, what a play!
That was a good job there over by first baseman Christian Altamirano as he snags that hit from Matty Fung and brings the inning to a close. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We are through 5 complete. Gulls with a 2-1 lead.
Well, we got the top of the 6th here with Mickey McClaskey and Jim Claggett. He's watching over us because, we don't know what we're kind of getting into here. So, but yeah, we've got Tyler Boudreau still on the mound. You know, he is absolutely dealing, and looks like I think we got who we got up here. I think we got top of the order here. We got Ben Fischel here, and he's grounded out to second base and then a fielder's choice. So he's 0 for 2 today.
All right, Boudreau. He's kind of been on. How many Ks? 8?
Yep,
9? He's just getting ahead early, man.
Yeah, fouls that one away. 92. Count will go 0-1. That was a good heater right there. That's what you want right there.
He's been up there all day.
Oh yeah. Dude, he's fuzzing it in the zone. I'll give him that, man. It's been fun to watch for sure. Curveball's been working extremely well as well.
Yeah.
That thing is just a thing of beauty. Fastball blown right by him at 93. Quickly 0-2, and that's a recipe for success right there, Mickey. Talk about you trying to get ahead when you go out there.
Oh yeah, game changing for sure. And he's been doing that all day. I mean, can't ask for much more.
Yeah, absolutely. And then he gets the off speeds once he gets ahead. I mean, it's almost lights out for this Brooks lineup.
Yeah, that's an easy ground ball.
Yep.
Good throw by Yukimoto. Yep.
Oh, got him on the tag.
Love that.
The throw by Yukimoto brings Bryce Turner off the bag, but a great play at first to get him out on the 6-3 out.
And he had a little injury like that at the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah, that was pretty scary. Bad. Bryce Hampton's throw took him off the bag, and the guy just ran right into him and knocked his head. Number 2, Peyton Matthews will come up, the designated hitter. 2 strikeouts for him. Boudreau with 1 out. Fouled away, straight back. Count will go 0-1. And Mickey, you know, what are you seeing from Boudreau other than just the sharpness, you know? Is it the composure on the mound, or is it kind of just
he just looks like he's up there and he means business.
Yeah, he's just going ahead. Good. That's just disgusting there. Change up in the dirt. Cal will go 0-2. Looking for the 3rd strikeout on this guy here. I mean, man, what would you throw him here, Mickey? What you thinking here, man?
I'd probably just go right back to the changeup right here. Oh no, heater.
Leaves it
heater at 95.
Leaves it kind of middle. That's a dangerous. That is a dangerous pitch. 0-2, but he gets away with it. I mean, it's 95. I mean, that's hard to turn around.
Yeah, no, especially after throwing that changeup.
Oh yeah, that thing's a thing of beauty, man. Just 0-2 count here. Boudreau, the pitch. Curveball.
Good.
Yuki with the diving play. Oh, doesn't quite get it there. Infield single for Peyton Matthews. 1 for 3 on the day. That will now bring up number 3, Christian Altanero. I kind of butchered that. I'm sorry. That's a tough name. That's yeah. Sorry, Jim.
Yukimoto with the rare air.
Jim's helping us out here in case you're wondering who I'm talking to here. Just making sure we're all on track, kind of keeping us forward, keeping us on the money. 1 out, man at first. The 3-hole will step up to the plate.
Runner goes.
The throw not in time. Stolen base for Peyton Matthews.
Good throw. Just
Yuki just couldn't pick it. I mean, it was a tough play.
Yeah.
You know, momentum's going all the way towards the bag, and you go kind of ball skips
uncomfortable
up on
one hop.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's a tough play for anybody, even for Yuki, as good as he is. But count go 0-1. Got a strike on that pitch right there. So Boudreau looking to try and strand that runner here. And that's just a good heater right there. Oh. Maybe picking up signs. I think that might be the case. I think the guy's picking signs, so they're gonna try and get him off. You know, switch up the signs so they can relay it back to the hitter here. You ever had that, Mickey? Have you had that happen to you since you've been here at Sylvan?
You know, I haven't. I haven't gotten my signs picked or anything.
Really?
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I've seen it definitely happen. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I had to intentionally balk because they were getting so good at picking my signs, man. Like, just those dogs.
It worked out though. It worked out for the best.
Yeah. Hey, we won that game, man. You know. That's all that matters. 0-2 the count. Runner at second. Boudreau getting his pitch that he wants here. Try and set him down. And that's just
Heater up and in.
Oh, yeah. Bread and butter right there. Not much you can do there.
Yeah, great pitch right there.
CJ Snowder will come up to the dish after a big Boudreau strikeout. I mean, he is just feeling himself up there. I mean, he's throwing any pitch he wants here. Like, it's kind of unreal to see. Just a beauty to watch. 2 outs. Boudreau on the mound. Oh, man.
Definitely looks a little different up here than in the dugout, though.
It is a different atmosphere up here. You know, you kind of hear the crowd a little bit more. You know, you see it from a different point of view. You know, crack of the bat, you can kind of see where it's going instead of being like, oh, get out, ball, get out.
Yeah, this is the best view in the house for sure.
There we are. Man, race to 2.
Good heater, yep.
You know, as pitchers and doing the chart, Habe talks about in the first 3 pitches trying to get to the race to 2 strikes. And, you know, I think that's a big thing, and I think Boudreau's done an exceptional job of that. What do you
think? Great job,
Becky?
yeah. I totally agree. I mean,
I wouldn't change anything different about what he's doing.
Let's get this guy right here and there.
Yeah, and that's it. Boudreau, 95-mile-an-hour heater, up and in for another strikeout. But we have something to say. Jim, I've got a question for you.
Okay, I guess we're staying here, Calvin, in the replay here. Ty Boudreau with 10 Ks on the night. Your question, sir.
My question, Jim. You know, you're talking to us, you know, when you're reading books to the kids, you've got a book coming out. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, it's been rattling around in my head for about 12 years, and I finally decided I'm gonna do a little something here, tell a little story, a little science fiction, a little time travel about a football coach goes back in time and then has to find his way back. Now the title of The Way Back has 3 different meanings. So he's trying to find his way back. He's gone way back, and in a cartoon that I used to watch when I was a kid, Rocky and Bullwinkle, they had a segment there with Mr. Peabody. He was a talking dog who was very smart, him and his buddy Sherman, and they had a time machine called the Wayback Machine.
Oh.
So it's a subliminal thing, but thank you very much, guys. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It took me about 16 months to put this all together after 90,000 words and quite an edit, 7 different edits on it. And every time I looked at it, I could have done something different. And now it's actually on sale now. It's available now at Friesen Publishing, Friesen Press. So if you're looking for a light read, 282 pages, there we are. Go to jimclaggett.ca. Thanks for the plug, guys.
Absolutely.
Well done. You're like a pro. I'm going to step back now.
Hey,
Good
do it
job.
for Jim. Hey, you got to visit the website for Jim. Come on, he does so much for us that you got to go read that book. I mean, man, great guy. Yukimoto steps up to the plate, top of the order, gets the changeup in for a strike. Man, good pitch. He's been low-keying the changeup. I'll give it to him, man. This guy has been very good on the mound.
Totally agree.
He has been very good.
I don't think our right-handed hitters. Ooh.
That's a deep fly ball to the center fielder. Center field is camped under it, and it will be out number 1, bringing to the plate number 7, the All-Star, Jaden Flores. And man, talk about the night he had at Brooks. Man, that guy, he swung the bat, and you thought every single pitch was going over the fence. Man.
Well, let's talk about yesterday.
Yeah.
2 stolen bags.
Gritty ball player. I mean, diving into home,
getting dirty.
Yeah, pass ball goes from second to home, putting his body on the line. He had a crazy gash after that one, but it paid off. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. He didn't like that call. He's showing his emotions to the umpire. That probably should have been.
That is a ball, though. That is a ball.
Sorry, pal. I hate to disagree with you there, but I think that's a little outside, man. Count go 1 ball, no strikes. Man, that changeup. Man, that thing is gross. That thing is gross. Man, I don't know. I'm glad I kind of hung up hitting. Like, I don't think I could hit that. Like, he's throwing it righty. He's,
You don't even know. You'd be guessing up there.
Any count.
Yeah.
Any count.
No idea what to do.
Lefties have had trouble with it because, I mean, frankly, it's a good pitch.
It's a good pitch.
I mean, he's locating
Into
it.
righties?
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
Jay Flo smacks it to center field. He will line out. Good swing, but just not rewarded. The baseball god's not on his side at the moment.
Center field was getting some work in out there.
Yeah,
Good for him.
Yeah, he got his BP reps in.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of knows what's up. But he'll bring up number 11, Brock Tiarina, who personally, you know, when I watch him, I look at his swing, and, man, it's a thing of beauty. It is
It's
smooth,
a good-looking swing.
but it's violent at the end, and he puts a charge into the ball. You know, he finds holes all over the infield and the outfield. Like,
Had a huge hit yesterday.
oh, yeah, that
Go ahead, 2-run.
Yeah, that missile up the middle. You know,
Mhm.
he's been clutch. I mean, when we've counted on him for a base hit, he's come through. Count will go to 0-1 after the strike. Changeup rolled to second base. It'll be an easy play to first, and a 1-2-3 innings for the Gulls. But the Gulls have Tyler Boudreau on the mound, so I wouldn't be too stressed out. We'll go back to you after the break. We'll be right back as Tyler Boudreau still on the slab, 11 strikeouts on the day. As Mickey, some would say, he's feeling himself out there. I mean, dude, I don't know how you paint this up any better. I mean, he is just flat out dealing, and I think that's what Tyler Boudreau does.
I mean, it's his last outing. He's going to give it all.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got to love it.
And a little bit of history for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. 13 strikeouts in a single game set by Josh Tucker in the playoffs against Brooks is the record for strikeouts in a single game. Boudreau, I mean, he's creeping up on there, and I mean, we could see a record-setting night here. If
Yeah,
he
he's at 11 right now. I mean, this could be the inning.
I know.
This could be the inning.
I know. And Maddox Shaver will step up to the decks, number 20. He's got reached on an error and a strikeout, so he'll be looking to change his day here. But you know, Tyler Boudreau, I mean, heater working early. I mean, it's going to be a tough day for these Brooks Bombers to even catch up to it.
And it has been a tough day for them. Oh,
and that will be fouled off to the left side. Clearview Glass will get the sponsor on that one, as they always do. Shout out Clearview Glass. You know, they do a lot for our program here. Do a lot for us. Boudreau waiting for Yukamoto to get set here. He took a long run, tried to get some exercise in, a couple extra steps.
it wasn't close. I don't know why he's running all the way back out there, but
I don't know if those corn dogs are setting in too good for him. The pitch. Ooh.
Just a little hot.
Yeah, just a little outside, I'd say. I don't know. I think that's clipping the top of the zone if it's in there, but I think it was a little outside for the home plate umpire, Don. Another one just off the plate here. The count will go 2-1. Top of the 7th, low-scoring affair. Home runs have been the key, you know. Tripp Ray with a big home run. I mean, Kyle Lewis with another one follows it up back to back. And then the Brooks Bombers had one. I think that is the top of the 4th. Sorry. My eyes are just still adjusting here. Count will go 2-2 here.
And we got Leroy warming up the bullpen right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good sight to see. Yeah.
But hopefully Tyler can do the job tonight.
Yeah. Look at that thing of beauty.
Yep.
That guy's got a
yeah.
good smile. That guy's got a great smile. Fouls off the heater inside. Great pitch by Boudreau. The count will go 2-2. Boudreau looking for the put away here. And fouls it back. 93. He's trying to blow the heater by him. Mickey, what would you go to here? You know, as a pitcher, you know, hey, I'll be real, man. In catch play, you've got a great slider, dude. Would you use it here, man? I mean, if you were on the mound in this situation, what would you do?
I think right after that heater, I think you got it right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you got to bounce.
definitely got a show right here.
Yep.
I'm wrong.
I mean, that guy knows better, and that is number 12 for Tyler Boudreau. I mean, this guy doing the strikeouts, he's running out of strikeouts for this guy.
And he's been getting that elevated fastball there all night.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a thing of beauty, to be honest.
It's a hard thing to hit.
Yeah, I can see why he's going to Alabama, man. That is a tough pitch to hit. That's 94 down your throat right there. That's just pushing it all the way. Bring up the batter, number 6, Wyatt Ormonde. Sorry, I'm not great with these names here. Sorry a little bit about that. These names are tough, man. You know, I got our team name, but see, I can tell Jim this is tough, man. Like, you know, this is a tough job. You got to pronounce all these names. I mean, yeah. Those dinosaur books that Mickey was
I don't know. Those are pretty hard, I'll tell you that.
You were stumbling on a couple words. Didn't want to say anything. Wow. That's a good pitch right there, man. That's when you tip the cap, you know. When you throw a banger slider like that, there's no chance for the hitter, man. You're selling out for the heater. It's 94, 95. Like, you got to sell out for it. Another good pitch. In the dirt. The count will go 2-2. Man, that slider's been working today. A couple strikeouts on that. The curveball also.
See if he goes back to it right here.
I think you got to blow the heater right by him here. I think the heater's the play.
And gets that call.
All right, so we are.
That is beautiful right there by Tyler Boudreau.
For 13, ties Josh Tucker's record. Man, I didn't think I'd.
This is it right here.
Yeah, this is for all the marbles right here. I think if I'm Matt Hape in the dugout, I mean, I'm telling him, you got to let me get this record here. I didn't come all this way for nothing.
Oh, no, I totally agree. And I don't think he knows.
No,
I don't think that is on his mind at all.
I don't know. He's looking at the K's. I think he's counting in his head here.
Maybe.
I think he was.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. We'll never know, probably.
Wow.
Oh. Ground ball up the middle. Yukimoto kind of double takes on that. He is able to reach.
I think just got lost on his glove.
Yeah, I think
can't really do anything about that.
Yeah, ball was spinning in his glove. They're going to give a hit on that, so it's a greasy base hit, but a base hit nonetheless here. But
base hit's a base hit. Yep. Books.
This will bring up number 3, Kai Hopeful.
And he could do it again right here.
Yep, I think I'm rooting for him here, man. I mean,
could be a blessing in disguise right there.
Yep. Misses upstairs the slider. You know, I think he's getting a little tired up there. 88 pitches. I mean, you know, kind of leaving the slider in some hittable spots. You know, he's not really locating it to the low outside corner. But, I mean, still, his stuff's good enough to beat these guys. And that's a great spot right there. I mean,
just painting that lower half.
Just shows he's a veteran pitcher by not losing confidence after the pitch. You know, you miss it.
After a miss, he's going to come right back to it.
Yeah, he's going to come right back to it. And as a hitter, that is so tough because you're trying to eliminate pitches. And, I mean, it's right there, too. I mean, okay, Mickey, this is my honest prediction. I know I'm 0-2 on predictions here, but, you know, I got a good feeling about this one. I think it's heater. I think you got to go heater.
I think you kind of have to. For the people, for the atmosphere.
I think this is all he's got.
A heater up.
Yeah, all he's got.
Let's see what he does here. Yeah, I love it. 96.
Wow. Hey, Mickey, you ever done that? Yes, you have, buddy. Come on. I know you're humble, but you have. I'll be real. Flamethrower.
And he reared back for that one. Hardest pitch of the day.
2-2 will go the count with 2 outs. Runner on first. Boudreau with the pitch.
Oh.
Misses low and away with
the
slider.
He wanted to swing at that one, too.
Man. I mean, I think everybody did.
He was lunging at that.
I think everybody who's kind of knowing what's going on really wanted that swing as well. But the count will go full. The runner will be moving on the pitch. Boudreau trying to make history for the Sylvan Lake Gulls right here. and he bloops it. Jaden Flores can't make the play. The runner at first will go to third. Runners on the corner here with 2 outs.
Hape's going to come out here.
Pitching coach Matt
And
Hape,
he's going to go to the bullpen. Wow.
Man,
we almost had it, ladies and gentlemen. But, wow, what a performance by Tyler Boudreau. I mean, you can't ask for much more right there.
hey, if I had a cap, I'd tip it. That's the common saying in the Gulls locker room. I mean, if you get a tab, you tip it right here. You know, he did everything he could. You know, he gave us probably the best chance to win. I mean, he put up many zeros and, you know, a bunch of strikeouts, and you can just hear the crowd erupting for what a performance he just had. Number 40, getting some handshakes, getting some high fives. I mean, yeah. But yeah, that's and the new pitcher will come in, number 34, Leroy Tavares. Runs on the corner, 2 outs. Gulls up 2-1 as we go to the break. And a base hit up the middle will score. Forgot to turn my mic on, so that might have been on me there. But sorry about that for the people listening. But Leroy Tavares comes in, and it's a quick base hit to tie the game. And will bring the top of the order.
Yep,
Ben
definitely
Fischel.
something you didn't want to see. But
But Tyler Boudreau, he had a fantastic outing. You know, 13 strikeouts and 6 2/3 of work. You know, he comes off with 2 earned runs, but, you know, great outing nonetheless. Leroy coming in with a cutter for strike 1 on the inside.
it's a good little pitch.
Yeah.
Throw inside right there.
Yeah, he's a tough guy to play catch with
He is.
because of that cutter. Kind of feel bad about not turning my mic on. I can't really fathom that I didn't do that, but rookie mistake. A little high.
Thought that curveball was there.
Yeah, I don't quite know where that missed, but I think it is high. Chatwood looking at Tripp to kind of see where that one missed, but the count will go 1-1. Runners on second and first here with 2 gone. Leroy Tavares on the mound. That pitch is popped up foul on the right side. The count will go 1-2. Leroy, you know, did come over from Brooks, so, you know, maybe kind of, you know, a couple buddies on this team or whatnot, or maybe some bad blood. Don't quite know how it ended, but yeah, pitching against his former team, so that's got to feel good.
Got to be a little hard though.
Yeah.
Got to be a little hard. That's
Yeah.
definitely in the back of his mind.
Yeah, definitely. Heater up at 94, and yeah, I think that's
Wow, he definitely reared back for that one, huh?
put a little mustard on that,
Yeah.
as Mickey would say.
I like that though.
Great meme knowledge at Mickey McClaskey. Guy spends his time on reels.
And the 2-2 to Leroy.
Fouled away at 92. Fouled straight back, actually. Excuse me. But yeah, that's a battling here is the leadoff hitter beneficial. You know.
Let's see if he goes that curveball. I don't know. Thinking curveball cutter right here.
Yeah, I think it. I still like the heater though. I know
he's shaking.
I know
Let's see what he throws here.
Might be a design shake. He's gonna step off, kind of get recouped here. You know, maybe take a deep breath. You know, maybe didn't like the grip in his glove or something like that. Maybe felt a little. Didn't feel the ball was to his liking. So maybe he's gonna.
Definitely a big pitch right here.
Yeah, absolutely. This could make or break the game here. So Leroy Tavares trying to get out of the inning for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And he rings him up.
What a great pitch.
92-mile-an-hour cutter on the inside half, and that will do it for the inning. Brooks scores 1. The game is all tied up going into the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back.
Pump it out from the crowd. I mean,
the new pitcher, number 39, Cody Butt, will take the slab for the Brooks Bombers to try and calm down this Gulls lineup. And the new hitter, well, not the new hitter, but the hitter coming up to the plate is none other than number 9, Bryce Turner.
Yeah, if I'm Bryce Turner, I'm definitely looking to turn on a heater right here.
And a slow breaking ball in there for strike 1. But, yeah, I was just brought to my attention that the combined strikeout record for the Gulls is 14, and currently we're at 14. So this is a record-setting night here, maybe for the Gulls here. Strike on the outside corner for strike 2. He will fall behind in the count, looking to fight back. It's a new pitcher, number 39, Cody Butt.
And if I remember, I think this guy threw against us the last time we played them here.
I think so. Do kind of remember the funky lefty on the mound. So, but Mickey, man, are you having fun up here? I mean, you got a smile on your face. You know, I think you're kind of like, I'm kind of scared, but now look at you, man. You know, you're kind of 2 innings under your belt, and now you're having a great time.
Right. I mean, definitely didn't expect it out of you. I mean, you're coming in here with all this experience.
And that will miss for ball 2. The count will go 2-2. I mean, yeah, you just gotta ask Jim to come up here, and then you'll get some experience under your belt. I know it's your first year here, but you got a lot to learn here, rookie. You got a lot to learn. And that will bounce in the dirt for bringing the count full here. So
definitely could be a big walk right here.
Yeah,
Bryce
I think
pulls us off.
Yeah, I think getting on base anywhere you can for the on deck hitter, Michael Quick. So Bryce falls behind 0-2 and trying to win that bat here, and he will. Heater up, misses at 86. And we'll bring to bat number 44, Michael Quick, as some boys call him Quickie, as he is speedy in the outfield and on the base pass. I mean, he just represents his last name so well. I mean, you got a last name is Quick, you know, he might as well be fast. I mean, if it was me with the last name Quick, you know, it'd kind of be a shame. But you know, this guy
definitely pulls it off.
Yeah,
he definitely pulls it off.
Yeah, he pulls it off, man. I mean, that's all you can ask for out of the guy, really. Squares around to bunt, will pull back, and it will miss low and away in the dirt for ball 1. Trying to create some havoc on the base pass with maybe a bunt here.
I don't mind it. He had a really good bunt yesterday.
Yep.
It definitely put us back in the game.
Yeah, yesterday against the Dogs, he was a big part with that great bunt to spark that 5-run 9th inning. And pulls back again, throw over to first. Not in time. Bryce will get back safely. The count will go 2-0. Talking to himself on the mound. He's trying to recoup himself to try and get back in the zone here. Beautiful day at in Sylvan Lake. I will say, you know, sun shining. I mean, you can't ask for so much. Bunt down to the third base line. Third baseman makes the throw, and it is in time. Quick does his job with a little sacrifice. I mean,
can't ask for that.
That's just gritty baseball. You know, 2-3 Cam Diaz, first base coach. Give him a little high five on his way back.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, that's just
he's always there.
Bryce Turner will move up to second with 1 out, and new hitter here, number 16, Rowan O'Connor, another All-Star. I mean, that guy's a stud. I know you played with him at GU, so you know him very well. And I mean, what was your initial thoughts when you were kind of come to Sylvan? You also saw Rowan coming. You know, that had to be a little conversation that you guys went over. Kind of, you know, hey, maybe we should go to Sylvan. Maybe we should team up and go to Sylvan. Yeah,
you know, that was definitely when that was brought to my attention. That was definitely an exciting moment.
Yeah, something that you were kind of.
This guy can play some ball.
Oh man, gritty ball player, I will say. Rowan will come in, runner on second here. Sorry to cut you off there, Mickey.
That's all right. That's all right, Kai.
Hey man. Slow breaking ball will miss for ball 1. As a pitcher, I mean, we saw it with Tyler Boudreau. I mean, getting ahead early has been the recipe for success. And Cody Budd on the mound has been finding himself in a lot of 2-0 counts early. And I don't think that's going to help him in this game. And there's a great pitch. And he's going to come back and prove me wrong, which, I mean, hey.
You've been wrong. You've been wrong today. You've been wrong a lot.
All right, man. Hey, you can mute your mic for me there. You can mute your mic. A little movement going on in the Brooks bullpen, kind of just a little stretch and throw. Maybe looking for a matchup here with a couple rights coming up to bat with Trip Ray on deck. The 1-1 pitch. Slow breaking ball again for ball 2. And the catcher will come out.
Interesting.
And, you know, maybe settle his guy down here. You know, there's been a couple balls mixed in here. And, you know, trying to maybe give him a breather here, you know, give words of encouragement.
Definitely don't want to leave one over the plate right here.
No, yeah. We've seen it once before here at Gulls Field where Rowan puts one way over into those cars. But, I mean, hey, talk about that home run that was hit that might have hit your car, Mickey. I'm not going to lie, man. You might have parked a little too close to the fence, dude.
Yeah, all those balls were hit pretty far.
Yeah. I was hoping one would hit the sign there and give some fans some sale beer, but not quite.
Not today.
Quite, no.
And
that ball is fisted to just over first base, but the first baseman will make the play. 2 outs, and that will bring up number 13, Trip Ray, who's got a homer on the day already, looking for a second here. You know, I won't mind a little bias, maybe a Gulls fan here, but I'd love to see another one. I don't know, Mickey, if you want to see one. I bet you want to see one. But
I'd love to see one.
Yeah.
If you're Trip, you got it.
I think it's just
the biggest at bat right here. I mean,
I just think it's a team AB. I think you just got to be on time for the heater and kind of, you know, see spin early.
And he's good at that. We got full confidence in Trip Ray up there.
Absolutely. And that is 88-mile-an-hour heater up in the zone will miss for ball 1. Yeah, I just can't get over the weather we're having here. You know, so used to the rain that it's shaping out to be a great day.
Had a little rainstorm today, a little thunderstorm.
Yeah.
BP was postponed.
Yeah, BP.
Turned out to be this beautiful day.
Yeah, a little thunderstorm, some lightning while we were taking BP. Thankfully, it was during BP and not the actual game, where that could push us back a little bit. And, you know, maybe the kids will start getting tired and go home. You can't sign their autographs and kind of feel bad. That fastball is painted, but it is just outside. I mean, as an umpire, I don't really know if you can call him on that because, you know, you guys have a bond back there. You know, that's, you know, you're protecting that umpire back there. And I mean, if you ring him up on a bad call, you know, he's gonna be all over you.
He's gonna let you know it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ugly swing by Tripp on the heater up at 88. The count will go 2-2 with 2 outs. Some guys in the dugout are probably rubbing the right side of their hats here to try and bring some luck. Two's Randy, they call it.
And let's see what Tripp Ray does here.
I don't know. I might rub my hat here for good luck here. I might do it here just in case. Fouls it off, so I guess we'll do it again. Mickey, you don't want to join in here? Jim?
I'll join right here.
No, Jim's not doing it. I don't know. He doesn't got the buy-in. You know, he's always rubbing his head. There we go. That's good enough there. That's good enough. Patting his belly, rubbing his head. You know. He's just happy to get back on the mic. You know, he's getting antsy. So
he's chomping at the bit. Yeah, he's kicking us out of here.
Yeah, these guys are gonna take my job. And the strikeout here, and he is fired up on the mound.
Wow.
Strands the go-ahead run on second base. Good inning for the Gulls. Leadoff base runner couldn't have much to it. The score is 2-2 as we go to the top of the 8th inning.
Well, I'm not sure if I should come back on the air here because Kai Rempel and Mickey McClaskey just nailed it as far as the play-by-play and the color commentary on the broadcast. But, well, I'm back. Okay, Leroy Tavares on the mound, and he starts things off here with Ben Fischel. I think that's Ben Fischel. It could be Peyton Matthews, too. I think that's number 2, not 24. And I believe that is Peyton Matthews. Starting things off here in the top of the 8th inning. We are all tied up at 2s. And Tavares bounces that one in. The count 1-2 now on Peyton Matthews, who struck out twice. Both of those strikeouts against Tyler Boudreau, who has since left the game, but he left the game with a whole lot of Ks in his back pocket. And I was impressed. He was in the zone the whole time, and he stayed in that zone. And as the boys said, he got a little tired. And this is grounded down over to second, and Flores flings it over to first. Makes the play and retires Ben Fischel for the first out, or Peyton Matthews, I should say, for the first out of the 8th inning. There's the replay. And Tavares had a thought about going after that and thought better of it, and probably a good idea because he might have knocked that away from himself, and then you got a base runner. So Christian Altamirano steps in. That's right. Rowan O'Connor is now over at second base. So I thought the throw looked a little funny, or different, I should say, than what Jaden Flores does. This is Christian Altamirano. He's 0 for 2 on the night. And a called strike there. 1-2 the count. Leroy Tavares on the mound, taking over from Ty Boudreau. And between the two of them, they have set the record, I guess, right? 14 strikeouts for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as a franchise, a combined record. And Josh Tucker, of course, had 12. In a playoff game against the Eastbrook Bombers. So here we go, 1-2 the count. Top half of the 8th inning, all tied up at 2. The Gulls, 2 runs on 4 hits and an error, and that hit him right on the foot. That is going to leave a mark. And that puts a base runner over at first, although I don't know how much he can run after taking that one off the foot, although he looks okay, and he's walking easily over to first base. Everybody checking in on him. You okay? Yeah, we're good. You can walk it off. You can take your time. He's going to. CJ Snowden is the batter. He had a home run back in the 4th inning. The Bombers with 6 hits on the night and 2 runs to add to that total is what they're trying to do right here, as Snowden looks like he was going to bunt and pulled the bat back. And this is grounded down to Yukimoto at short. He fires over to O'Connor, who tries to turn the double but just can't make it. They get the lead runner instead, and that's fine there as well. As a good play by Yukimoto, throwing back across his body, and then O'Connor had to try and fling it, but some good speed there by Snowden beats that out. And that makes
The second baseman, number 20,
that makes it 0-2, or 2 out, I should say, here in the bottom of the 8th. Jaden Flores, as has been pointed out to me, is over at third base. That means Brooks Bachman is out of the game then. And a throw down there by Trip Ray, and a stolen base for CJ Snowden. So Flores is still in the game, but he's over at third now. And Brooks Bachman is out of the game. Thank you, Calvin, for the heads up. I was too busy mesmerized by the play-by-play color commentators. And a good effort there by Michael Quick, but not close enough. As that ball lands just out of his reach, as you see here on the Hearthstone replay. Yep, he had a couple more feet, and he might have had a shot at that. He did get over there fast, or quickly. 0-2 the count now on Maddox Shaver. And a called third strike as Leroy Tavares pulls the string on that one to get Maddox Shaver looking for yet another strikeout here for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. So we are headed to the bottom of the 8th inning, all tied up at 2. Gulls coming to bat. Welcome back to Gulls Field, FloCollege Park. Jim Claggett here, and coming up, well, they got these Bombers tomorrow at Wild West night here at Gulls Field, and then they are on the road in Lethbridge for a pair of games against the Bulls. Big games, especially if they win tonight, the Gulls. They will be right there with the Bulls, and they could move themselves into second place behind Okotoks if they sweep both those games. So now we've got movie night, Inside Out 2. I haven't seen Inside Out 1. Okay, shows you where I'm at, but I don't have any kids anymore that are that age that would see something like this. But it looks like good, you know, bring your chair, sit out in the infield here. The screen is big, the movie is great, and the temperature should be fine. We're all fine at Gulls Field here. Free admission, that is the key right there, folks. Not often you get a free movie. Well, you get one here tonight, or tomorrow night. Well, here we go. Bottom of the 8th inning, all tied up at 2. And a new pitcher on the mound for the Brooks Bombers. This is Alex Hernandez, as he is facing Kyle Lewis here in the 8th inning. And the bat went towards the shortstop. The shortstop went towards the ball. And Kyle Lewis went towards first base. So all that happened on that play. There goes the bat. The ball goes underneath the third baseman's glove, Seth Recker, and Kyle Lewis has himself a base hit. So the Sylvan Lake Gulls have a you know, as the boys were mentioned, there's been a few all-star selections made, and the Sylvan Lake Gulls have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players headed to Okotoks for the all-star game coming up. And we'll run down those names for you in a moment here. But Matty Fung steps in now with a base runner over at first and Kyle Lewis, and he takes the first pitch from Hernandez for a strike. Matty 0 for 2 tonight. Ground out to first or second, I should say, and lined out to the first baseman. And he squares the bunt and lays down a perfect one, as Hernandez has no play but to throw it underhand over to first. So Matty Fung does his job with a sacrifice bunt, moving Kyle Lewis into scoring position over at second base. Good job there by Matty Fung. Great bat control. This will bring up the leadoff hitter and the shortstop, Kai Yukamoto, who's been on base twice, but he got picked off by the catcher both times. Once while he was running to second to try and steal second, and once when he was already at second and got caught off a little too far from second base. And Hernandez steps off the rubber to go over the signals once again. He wants a little meeting with Kai Hopful. So I wonder, Calvin, can we get those All-Stars up there on the screen right now, or do you want to wait a little bit? I'll see what he does here. I'll react. There we are. There's our All-Stars. 3 pitchers there. Mickey McCloskey, who was on the broadcast, Matthew McKenzie and Josh Dolich. And then Rowan O'Connor, Jaden Flores, and Aiden Macaris are the infielders that are going to go to the All-Star game this year, folks. Those are your All-Stars here and from the Sylvan Lake Gulls 2025 version. First pitch there to Yukamoto is outside for a ball. I don't think that was 43 miles an hour though. That's what the clock said, or the radar gun. But I'm going to dispute that. 89. There you go. That's probably closer to the truth. 2-0 the count. Base runner over at second is Michael Quick, or Kyle Lewis, I should say. And the count is 3-0 now on Yukamoto. Top of the order, and then Rowan O'Connor is the batter on deck to follow Yukamoto. And O'Connor will either have a man at second or men at first and second to deal with. And 4 pitches and a walk to Kai Yukamoto. So now with runners on first and second, Rowan O'Connor steps in. And a little meeting here as the shortstop, J.R. Bedford, comes in to talk to his pitcher, Alex Hernandez. Brock Tiarina is on deck, but right now, Alex Hernandez needs to have his focus on Rowan O'Connor as he steps in. Oh, I see what they've done. Okay, I made the mistake. That's Jaden Flores. And they moved Jaden over to third. They didn't move him in the batting order. I did. So, this would be the baseball equivalent of me going to the bullpen. Kai Rempel, you want to come back and do play-by-play here? I seem to have lost it. So technically, I guess Kyle O'Connor, Rowan O'Connor, I should say, went in for Brooks Bachman. And then Flores moved over to third. O'Connor moved over to second. Now I've got it straight. 1-1 to count. Jaden Flores, the batter here. And as the boys mentioned, he's got some pop in that bat. And he sends this a little floater over to second, and they're going to turn a double play here. I don't know. That was a pretty close play over there. And Kyle Lewis is kind of making his plea to the second base umpire. And I don't know. I guess that could have gone either way. Anyway, it went the way of the Bombers as they turn the double play, bring the 8th inning to a close. We are tied at 2 going to the top of the 9th. Well, there are 15 of those Ks right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are backwards. That means they were a strikeout by looking. The K, and I found this out by doing an article on this for our newsletter, our Gulls newsletter, is the gentleman who invented that, Henry Bedford, I think is his name is. Anyway, he was a big fan. He was a scorekeeper, and he needed something to mark a strikeout. The S was already being used for sacrifice, so he thought, well, strike has a K in it. Struck has a K in it, so let's use a K. And that it stuck. And now we have it as a K. I think this is Wyatt Ormonde. Yes, it is. Maybe he was the umpire, as Calvin Bellows just pointed out to me, the umpire did the old substitution thing, but I'm not sure where anybody substituted. Everybody looks to be in the same positions. Okay, Simon Baker is out in left field. Thank you, Calvin. So here we are in the top half of the 9th inning. And Leroy Tavares still on the mound for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. He's got the task of keeping this a 2-2 game and giving the Gulls the chance to win it and walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. Or else we're going to have ourselves an extra inning game, which I don't think we've had this year, but I could be wrong. That's grounded back to Tavares. He shows the good glove, a little flip over to first base, and one down. A nice smooth play here by Leroy Tavares. He looks like he's done it a few times, and Bryce Turner was very appreciative of just a little flip there and right into his glove. Thank you so much. Those are stress-free. That'll bring up the third baseman, Seth Recker. And a called strike there. A fastball at 89. So keep up all the changes. Rowan O'Connor over at second. Jaden Flores has moved from second over to third. And Simon Baker is out in left field for Matty Fung. And I think that's all the changes on the Gulls side of the ledger. As Seth Recker has the count of 1-1 with one down. That misses down low, count 2-1 now. Brooks getting on the board in the 4th inning with a solo home run and then another run in the 7th. The Gulls did all their scoring in the 3rd inning with 2 home runs back-to-back by Trip Ray and Kyle Lewis. And that's where we sit right now, 2-2, Gulls and Bombers here in WCBL action on FloCollege. And my thanks to Kai Rempel and Mickey McClaskey for coming in and taking over on 2 innings. That was interesting to say the least. The boys know their baseball, and they were pretty comfortable sitting in these chairs doing the broadcast as well. It's kind of scary. Full count now on Recker. And Tavares missing outside with that pitch. And base runner on first now for the Bombers as the catcher Kai Hopfel steps in to face Leroy Tavares. And then the insight that both Kai and Mickey provided is very much appreciated because they know the dynamic between Leroy Tavares and the Brooks Bombers. Some of the guys, some of the former teammates for him, and they talk about just some of the things that we don't get to know because their teammates, and they just kind of keep things to themselves sometimes, and that's fine. This is lifted out to deep right field as Michael Quick makes the grab as he gets back there in good time and helps out his pitcher by making the catch out in deep right field. So 2 down now. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, J.R. Bedford. As there's Michael Quick. He's had a bit of a busy night. A couple of close plays over in the foul territory, the massive foul territory that we have here at Gulls Field. And Tavares starts off Bedford with a ball. Base runner over at first, and Seth Recker as he drew a walk. And that missing outside. 2-0 with the count now. I love the fact that both Kai and Mickey, they could identify what pitch it was. Now, they weren't so great at guessing what the next pitch was going to be, but they certainly knew what the one was that was thrown, and I can't even begin to guess. I could see the fastball. I have no idea. Slider, curve, sweeper. You know, that kind of stuff. I can't tell the difference. Anyway, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball fouled back by J.R. Bedford. 2-2 the count, 2 out, top of the 9th, 2-2 the score. Lots of 2s on that board. And this is to the second baseman, Rowan O'Connor. He's going to have to hurry, and he kind of gets the ball stuck in his glove and had no play over at first base. As he reached into his glove and was ready to fire, and nope, just lost the handle on it. So I believe they're probably going to give an error to O'Connor on that one. And some action in the bullpen for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. That is Jared Lundmark, who the last time he came in, I think rattled off 5 straight strikeouts, I should say. That'll bring a visit from Matt Hape. And is he giving up the ball? Is he having a chat with Leroy Tavares? And let's see what he does. He's going to have a little chat. He's going to kick the rubber a couple of times to show he means business. Yeah, July 4th, Jared Lundmark had 7 strikeouts against Energy City. There he is. There's the young man. And I believe, like, if I remember correctly, he had 3. He struck out the side one inning, and then he started the next inning with 2 strikeouts. So 5 altogether. And now home plate umpire Don Buskus goes in to say, okay, meeting's over. Let's get back to playing baseball, boys. And Leroy Tavares now, with 2 down, is going to face the top of the order in Ben Fischel. And that is the guy that he's going to focus on right now to keep this game at a 2-2 tie and give his teammates a chance at doing something in the bottom of the 9th inning to bring this game to a close. And that's right off the fist. And this is going to be an interesting play as Bryce Turner makes a good choice, gets the ball, flips it, and Leroy Tavares, covering first base, makes the out. And I'm not sure what happened to Trip Ray on that play, but he looks to be injured as Rowan O'Connor comes to take over and comes over to him to see what's going on. But Leroy Tavares does the job, keeps the game at 2-2, and we will go to the bottom half of the 9th inning, all tied up, and the Gulls trying to win it. Here we go. This is the last play of that inning. Little squibber down and through the follow-through, catches Trip Ray just above the elbow. Probably right on what they call the humerus, and it's never very humorous. It's called the funny bone as well. And it's on the top part, not the bottom part. Anyway, I don't know my biology very well. But he got hit right there, and that's the job of a catcher. So you want to be a catcher, huh? Brock Tiarina. And he watched the pitch go by, and home plate umpire Don Buskus, I think he was alone in that assessment of that strike pitch because the umpires in the stands said, no, that wasn't it. So 0-2 count. And Brock Tiarina sends this to deep right field, but the center fielder, Ben Fischel, quiets the crowd and slides over and makes the catch. Thought we might have one there, but just didn't carry enough to the deepest part of the park, or one of the deeper parts of the park. That'll bring up the first baseman, Bryce Turner. So we're 2 outs away from going to inning number 10. The Gulls, of course, don't want to get to that point. But they do have a pitcher all warmed up and ready to go in Jarrett Lundmark. Want to know the count on Turner. And another broken bat, or a broken bat, and right back to the pitcher, Hernandez. He flips it over to first, and that is the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Michael Quick as the batter, Turner, just shatters that. Big slice coming right off at the mound. And Hernandez, didn't bother him at all. He just looked and went, oh, okay, I'll take the ball. That has to be a little nerve-wracking, watching a broken bat that could slice you open and come flying at you. Michael Quick steps in now to face Hernandez. Alex Hernandez. 0-1 the count. That misses inside. Evens the count at 1-1. And Rowan O'Connor is the batter on deck. And a big swing and a miss there by Michael Quick, the right fielder. The 1-2 pitch now with 2 down. This could send us to extra innings. That misses inside. The count 2-2 now. A nice tight pitching game between the Brooks Bombers and the Sylvan Lake Gulls tonight. Ty Boudreau, of course, the story with a dozen strikeouts. And this is grounded foul down the first baseline. Count remains 2-2. Dozen strikeouts. The other side had, let's see, 5 or 6 on their side, and we've had 3 home runs. So lots of good defense, some really good pitching on both sides, and some home run power. Not a bad night if you like baseball. And this is down to the shortstop, Bedford, and he fires across the diamond. And that is the third out of the inning. And folks, we are headed for inning number 10. 2-2 Gulls and Bombers, extra innings coming up. Leroy Tavares, number 34, still in the game for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. He'll be facing Peyton Matthews, the designated hitter, first baseman Christian Altamirano, and then the left fielder CJ Snowden. And, oh yeah, that's right. We are in extra innings, so Peyton Manning is, or Peyton Matthews. Yeah. I just upgraded him, yeah. And, oh, that was... Did Martin catch that? Oh, no, Whitbread caught it. Joe Whitbread caught that ball. Our in-house announcer here caught that bunt foul. I'm impressed. He's got some skill. That's a foul ball anyway. Yeah. As Calvin just pointed out, now you know you're not safe. Oh, he's going to try it again. And a great play by Jaden Flores to catch that ball before it hits the ground. And his pitcher, Leroy Tavares, says, thank you, thank you, thank you. As an outstanding play by Flores. Lays out for that one. And makes the catch. And he might be a little shaken up by that one, as physio Rob Manka is out there to take a look at him. It might be more of a got the wind knocked out of him, or they're having a good chuckle. So I'm guessing it's a the old lower body injury, and it's not much lower than the belt buckle. I think you get where I'm going with this one. So anyway, we are back to the game here as Leroy Tavares will be facing Christian Altamirano. So J.R. Bedford is the base runner. Oh, maybe it's not Bedford over at second. They've got a pinch runner, I think. Anyway, this is Christian Altamirano. First pitch is a ball. One down here in the top half of the 10th inning. Gulls and Bombers putting a little OT in tonight. Tavares missing with that pitch. The count 2-0. Yeah, that's Ben Fischel over at first. Or second, I should say. I am upgrading everybody. .3-0 pitch, and taking all the way is Altamirano, who was hit by a pitch the last time he came up back in the 8th inning. That amounted to nothing. One down here in the 10th inning. Tavares delivers and misses with that pitch, so Altamirano, whose run actually means nothing at this point. Well, I guess it could. One run is good, 2 runs better, obviously. CJ Snowden steps in now to face Tavares.
Left fielder, number 4, CJ Snowden.
And the work continues in the Gulls bullpen. That's fouled out of play. Oh, and 1 the count. Deep fly ball will move the runner over to third. A base hit likely will score him as Fischel has some speed He is their leadoff hitter. One the count now. Oh, and a check swing. Nope. He went around, says home plate umpire Don Buskus. Tavares ahead in the count, 1-2 now. Strikeout here would be big. Or a pop-up. Or a double play. All these options. And that's grounded down to first. Simon Baker makes the stab, gets the force out over at second, because that was the only play he really had for the second out. A good grab there by Simon Baker as he stretches out and fires that from his knees over to Tai Yukamoto, who faked the throw, hoping to draw the runner off of third and get him in a rundown. But that might be the end of the night for Leroy Tavares, as he kept it at 2s, which was what his job was, and he'll come out of the game to the applause of the appreciative fans here at Gulls Field up at Gattle Park. His teammates know exactly what he did. First guy to see him, Ty Boudreau, saying thank you, and then pitching coach Matt Hape. So those are the two guys that really appreciate what Leroy Tavares has done on this inning, or the last couple of innings, in fact.
Now pitching from Spokane, Washington.
So we'll go to a little break here, and we'll come back for the rest of this top of the 10th. Well, there's our new pitcher for the evening, Jared Lundmark. He comes in with 2 down, runners on the corners, and C.J. Snowden, who hit a home run back in the 4th inning, steps in, or this is C.J. Snowden. My game sheet is just an absolute mess right now. And the first throw he makes is over to first. And maybe catch Christian Altamirano sleeping over there. That would have been something. But the Gulls trying to get out of this inning without giving up a run, so they have a chance in the bottom of the 10th. And this is flied into the bullpen, out of play for the first strike. So the Gulls will get a chance in the bottom half with a base runner over at second, which will be, I think, Rowan O'Connor. And then you got Trip Ray, Kyle Lewis, and Simon Baker. Or, yeah. Oh, that was Matt Brandt over at first. That's right. I'm catching up. I saw the 8 and I just thought 38, and I remember, no, Simon went in over at left field. Matt Brandt went over at first, so he's the one that made the play. I apologize, folks. It's been a long day. Had fun, though. Thank you, Sylvan Lake Library, for setting up the book reading for the young guys. And Kai Rempel and Mickey McClaskey joining me there. And a nice pitch there by Garrett Lundmark. 1-2 the count now on C.J. Snowden. The Gulls looking to keep this a 2-2 score so they can come to bat in the bottom half of the 10th. As the fans are clapping, looking for the big strikeout. And Lundmark anticlimactic there. There's just the wind comes right out of their sails. And, oh, there we go. Now we got to do it again. Twos are wild again. 2 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runs for each team. 2 runners on base. And that misses high. Full count now on C.J. Snowden. As the Gulls and Bombers are locked in quite a little battle here. And the off-speed pitch by Garrett Lundmark gets C.J. Snowden swinging early. He's way out in front of that, and a strikeout to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 10th with the Gulls coming to bat. Well, we are going to the bottom of the 10th, and Alex Hernandez still in the game for the Brooks Bombers, and his duty, his mission, should he choose to accept it, is to keep the Sylvan Lake Gulls from scoring a run in this inning, because if they do, it's all over with the crying. That's Michael Quick over at, Michael Quick over at second base. And Rowan O'Connor will come in to face Hernandez to lead things off here in the bottom half of the 10th. And he's going to bunt him over to third, and a perfect bunt by O'Connor. And a good throw there, because we know what can happen. Seth Recker took his time and made sure of this throw, because that ball goes past first base, this game's over. So a great bunt there by Rowan O'Connor. As Michael Quick makes his way over to third on the sacrifice. That'll bring up a pinch hitter for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, because if you remember, Trip Ray got one off, or not a ball, but a bat on a follow through in the last inning that caught him just above the elbow, and I think that shook him up enough to pull him out of the game, as Bryce Hampton comes in now to hit for Trip Ray. And somebody just made a batting suggestion to Bryce Hampton to hit a homer, and I'm not sure if the Brooks Bombers said, oh, well, if he's going to do that, we'll put him on base instead. I don't think so, but so Bryce Hampton, whose run means absolutely nothing at this point, steps over and walks to first, and that'll bring up Kyle Lewis, who had a home run in the third inning. Now, I'm going to question this strategy of walking the guy who's brand new to the game to pitch to the guy who hit a home run in the game. But he's going to lay down a bunt, and that went foul. They were trying to squeeze Michael Quick in from third, and that was a pretty good effort there by Kyle Lewis, as that just about got to the spot where he wanted it to get. It's kind of in that no zone between the pitcher and the third baseman, or the pitcher and the first baseman. It makes, if it gets out far enough, then the catcher's got to field it and nobody's watching home plate. Saw that the other night in the Blue Jays game. So one strike on Kyle Lewis. The base runner at third is the guy he wants to bring around. Anything deep to the outfield. And he's going to send this in the air. And they almost doubled up Bryce Hampton over at first for the third out. So Kyle Lewis just about sent this game to an 11th inning as he pops it up. Now this is Simon Baker, who steps in. A base hit will win it. A pass ball could possibly win it. And Simon Baker steps in to get ready to face Alex Hernandez. And I'm not sure why Alex Hernandez stepped off the plate. And the Brooks bench is, the coach is trying to get some signals into his catcher, and he couldn't get anything, and that's why Hernandez stepped off the bag, or off the rubber. And so his coach could come out and relay some instructions to his catcher, who relayed it to the rest of the team. And that missed a bit. It just caught Simon Baker. If that doesn't hit him, this game's over. Let's just see how close that came to. Well, yeah, it was kind of a weird pitch, and it got him down on lower on the leg, but that'll bring up Tai Yukamoto with the bases loaded, but it doesn't matter if the bases are loaded or not. It's the guy on third that they want to bring in. He is the winning run right now. And he's 90 feet away. And he's had two opportunities, or two close calls of ending this game, and now the Brooks coach is going to come out and have a little chat with his pitcher. I don't think they're bringing anybody in. I think they're just going to make sure that everybody's clear as to what is going to happen here if the ball goes on the ground. I mean, you want to try and cut off the run at home, but if that's not the play, if the easier play is to step on the bag, you've got bases loaded, so any bag is in play. So any infielder can just take the ball and step on the bag, and that'll bring the 11th inning around. Oh, they are going to bring somebody in. I'm curious about this strategy, bringing a guy in a high-pressure situation like this, but that's what they've done, and we're going to take a little break while he warms up for whoever he's facing. I think it's Tai Yukamoto. We'll be back. There's your new pitcher coming in. That is Martin Zhang. And he comes in with 2 down and bases loaded. Tai Yukamoto is the batter he's going to face. And so they went with the lefty on the lefty, playing the odds in that regard. That's why they made the change. That's why I'm not coaching. So Tai Yukamoto has had an interesting night tonight. And the first pitch is a called strike. And nobody on the Sylvan Lake side of the ledger was happy with that call. And he swings at that one, and that is going to be caught in foul territory by the third baseman, Seth Recker. Pop up to the third baseman. So we are headed for yet another extra inning, 11th inning of this game, a battle between Brooks and Sylvan Lake. We'll be back. Garrett Lundmark still in the game. Here in the bottom half of the 11th inning, he'll face Maddox Shaver, Wyatt Ormonde, and Seth Recker. And he had a new guy to throw to. And that'll be Junior Garcia behind the plate now. And we've also got a new hitter, and Jordan Morrow. I don't have my, I don't have the roster here. Our in-house announcer, Joe Whitbread, came and borrowed it and never gave it back to me, but that's okay. I heard him say it. So this is Jordan Morrow. C.J. Snowden is the base runner, or should be the base runner over at second. Doesn't look like him, though. Anyway, there is a base runner over at second. That is Maddox Shaver. And 2-0 the count on Morrow. As the infield is in at the corners, looking for the bunt. And he's squaring the bunt, and that just goes into foul territory. So the fans are getting a little more bang for their buck tonight here at Gulls Field up at Gattle Park. Most of them are hanging in here. Some are saying, you know what, I got to get to bed. There's a bunt, and Junior Garcia, a valiant effort, but that just got a little too far away from him. It'll be interesting to see if they leave the bunt on here. So 2-2 the count, nobody out. Top of the 11th inning, we are knotted at 2 and have been since the end of the 3rd inning. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the scoreboard wrong. Since the end of the 6th inning. Ooh, that was tight inside. Full count on Morrow. He'll be swinging away here. And he does. He fouls that back. A good pitch there by Garrett Lundmark. The Gulls and Bombers, 2-2. Sylvan Lake looking to keep it that way and before they come to bat. And a called 3rd strike. And now the fans like that pitch. And they like that call. As that was a call that's been made all night by home plate umpire Don Buskus. And this time it went in the direction of the Gulls. And so the fans in the stands were very appreciative of that. And this brings up Seth Recker, who may be asked to bunt. But we'll see. Oh, he's swinging away, and Garrett Lundmark's equal to the task as he puts that past him for strike 1. Kai Hopful is the batter on deck. And that's fouled out of play, and Lundmark is ahead 0-2. Nobody's distracted by anything else here right now. They've got their eyes focused on what's happening on the field right now. And Garrett Lundmark with a beautiful pitch. An off-speed sweeper, slider, whatever that was. It was well off the plate, as you can see on the replay, and that just drops like it fell off the table. So back-to-back strikeouts for Garrett Lundmark, as he'll now face Kai Hopful with 2 down here in the top half of the 11th inning.
Now batting number 33, Kai Hopful.
So I've just been informed one more strikeout will tie the league record of 19 strikeouts in a game in total. We are sitting at 18 right now. And I don't know if Garrett Lundmark heard me, but he just fired that fastball past Kai Hopful. One and one the count, 2-2. The score. 11th inning, the inning. I have no idea what time it is, but usually I would just reach over and grab my phone and say, oh, and I left my phone at home. So, but I've just been told it is 4 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock. Way past my bedtime. 2-1 the count now. And Lundmark missing with that pitch. 3-1 now. J.R. Bedford is the batter on deck. And he'll get a shot if Lundmark can't get this last out. And that's a little outside, and so we've got runners on first and second as Lundmark gives off a walk. Which again, I mean, the run that counts for Brooks is the guy on second, but if they happen to put 2 runs in, then the Gulls' job is a little tougher when they come to bat, having to get not just 1 run to win, but 2 to tie. Whatever the case, Garrett Lundmark's focus is on the guy at the plate right now, and that's J.R. Bedford. And he starts him off with an off-speed pitch and a strike. The outfield is playing in shallow. And Bedford whiffs at that one. The count now 0-2. Infield's playing back, outfield's playing in. Because anything on the ground, they've got to be able to make a play at home. Oh, that missed high. Well, if you like on the edge of your seat kind of baseball, this is what you've had for the last, I don't know, 3 innings. The 1-2 pitch to J.R. Bedford misses outside. The count now 2-2. The 2-2 pitch now. And that is hit to left field. Simon Baker is out there, and he makes the grab. And we are headed to the bottom half of the 11th inning, tied at 2. Sylvan Lake and Brooks. Gulls coming to bat. Zhang on the mound, but look at those Ks. 19 of them right there, folks, or 18 of them. And I love that he's got them color coordinated too. You got the yellow, the blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue. That's awesome. The league record, 19 strikeouts. We are sitting at 18. The Gulls, I don't know if they want to break that record right now because that means they'd have to play another inning. And Tai Yukamoto is the base runner over at second to start things off here in the 11th inning, as he was the last out back in the 10th. Jaden Flores, they're going to let him swing away. Maybe. He's looking for the signs inside the dugout, and he's got it now. He's got the bat that can, he can put it over the fence or he can put it in the gap deep and score Yukamoto. But he's going to bunt. Yep. No, he drew them in and then pulled the bat back. I think maybe it was to see who was covering what as far as the bunt goes, as the chess game goes on here, as everybody's playing their little parts and doing what they have to do. It's fun to watch this part of baseball. And Flores sends a perfect bunt down the third baseline. He might even beat that out, but that's actually that's pretty good because, not really. No, I'm going to double check myself here because a base hit really just, base hit or a bunt, sacrifice bunt, moves him over to third. A sacrifice fly to the outfield might score him anyways, so the number of outs I don't think matters. At least in my brain it doesn't right now. So Jaden Flores gets himself a single, beats out that bunt, and Brock Tiarina steps in. So lefty on lefty here. And they're wondering, are they going to send? Yep, they're going to walk Tiarina. And that'll bring up Matt Brandt, who hasn't swung a bat yet. So they're going to go with the left-hander against the right-handed batter.
Now batting, number 18, Matt Brandt.
So Matt Brandt's got a chance to walk this off. Anything deep to the outfield will do it. A base hit will do it. A pass ball will do it. A hit batsman will do it. And a big cut there by Matt Brandt as he was trying to do it with one swing of the bat. So nobody out. So the Gulls have 3 chances at bringing this to a close, as long as there's no double plays or triple plays. And that's right on the outside corner. That was a good pitch by Martin Zhang. And the comments rained down for Don Buskus, but that was a good pitch and a good spot. So 0-2 the count on Brandt. And Zhang with a strikeout with authority for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Michael Quick.
Bases loaded, 1 away. Bottom 11. Now batting, the right fielder, number 44, Michael Quick.
So I can't remember the last time something went to the outfield. That was back in the 9th inning. Brock Tiarina hit a fly ball to center field. And that misses outside. Tai Yukamoto is the base runner over at third. He's the one that counts. The other 2 are basically window dressing. And a good pitch there by Michael Zhang, who's done a good job since he came in for Alex Hernandez. He's getting the singles. I wonder if they'd ask him to bunt. Yep. And he pulls it back for a ball. And they're checking. Nope, he did not go. They checked down to third base. And the umpire says nope. So 2-1 the count. That's what I thought. They're doing little mind games here. Because a well-placed bunt will do just the same as a hit in the gap. And he's going to try and lay one down again and just sent it foul. The count now 2-2. So I think probably the bunt will be taken off now. And they'll let Michael Quick try and get this ball in play somewhere in the infield. It's a deep shot to short. Will be an interesting play because J.R. Bedford is playing right near the grass. But he doesn't have to worry about that because Michael Zhang has just struck out his second batter in a row. And he is amped up right now. That was a really good pitch. He ties up Michael Quick inside. That'll bring up Rowan O'Connor, who's got a chance to walk this off.
Now batting, number 16, Rowan O'Connor.
So we're down to the bottom of the 11th here. And that misses outside. So there's a handful of ways for the Gulls to win this. A base hit, a pass ball, hit batsman, a 4-pitch walk. Those are some of the options. A home run. A called strike there, 1-1 the count now on O'Connor. Off-speed pitch there. Martin Zhang has just got the Gulls batters baffled right now. He's just been changing speeds and hitting corners. One-two count on O'Connor. Bottom of the 11th, tied at 2. Brooks and Sylvan Lake. And we're going to 12. As Martin Zhang comes in and strikes out the side to send us to yet another extra inning. We'll be back with that one. Well, welcome back to the marathon we call Sylvan Lake Baseball against the Brooks Bombers. We are in the top half, clear out your ears, the top half of the 12th inning. This is, I think, the longest game in the history of the Sylvan Lake Gulls. In year number 5 here. So there we go. Let's play a little more baseball, folks. So J.R. Bedford's the base runner over at second. And Ben Fischel is going to, well, he squares the bunt. So we are into the 12th inning. And that's Garrett Lundmark still on the mound for the Gulls. And I think he's going to be there until they decide that they don't need him anymore. And he fires it over to first and gets Ben Fischel for the first out of the 12th inning. A good play, gets off the mound nice and quick, throws a bullet over to first base, and that'll bring up Peyton Matthews, the designated hitter, and Matt Hape is going to come out and have a little chat with Garrett Lundmark. And I don't know if he's bringing him out of the game. I don't think he is, because there's nobody warming up in the bullpen. Ty Boudreau's probably wishing I could come back in. This is the kind of situations that he relishes. So we're going through the strategy. If the ball's hit here, you do this. If the ball goes here, you do this. And the meeting has concluded. We're not sure what the result of the meeting was, but it's over. And that means the batter will step back in, Peyton Matthews, with one down. The base runner over at third in J.R. Bedford. And that's going to drive in the run for the Brooks Bombers as they now take the lead here in the top half of the 12th inning, 3-2. And a little blooper over the head of second baseman Rowan O'Connor. That'll bring up Christian Altamirano with one down and a base runner over at first.
Now batting the first baseman, number 3, Christian Altamirano.
That misses inside for ball one. Three-2, Bombers lead it. And Lundmark working that inside corner on the left-hander, Altamirano. He's had a couple of base hits, or at least one for sure. My score sheet's such a mess, I can't tell anymore what's a run, what's a walk, what's a foul ball. It's a dog's breakfast is what it is. 2-1 the count now. Garrett Lundmark with a 2-1 count. And the runner's taking off for second, and that's fouled back. Well, 2-2 is the count here. 3-2 is the score in favor of the Brooks Bombers. They've got a base runner over at first. Here in the top half of the 12th inning, they're going to throw over. Lundmark throws over, and Peyton Matthews has to get back quickly. Altamirano is the base hitter here for the Bombers. He fouls that back. Count remains 2-2. Little Batgirl is getting a workout tonight. Way past her bedtime. Good thing she doesn't have school tomorrow, unless she's in year-round schooling. It's a late night in central Alberta. And the count now full on Altamirano. Bombers looking to add to their lead. A little buffer zone. Just make it harder on the Gulls. And a swing and a miss, and Junior Garcia fires a strike down to second, but not in time. And I believe home plate umpire Don Buskus is calling, I think, catcher interference maybe? I'm not sure what's transpiring here. Let's just, he's pointing over towards first base there. And the Gulls players are reacting in such a case that, wait a minute, what's going on? And now they've got, so something went on. They're calling the base runner out for some reason, and Altamirano is out on a strikeout, I think. But I'm just guessing on all of this stuff right now, as the players are annoyed on the Bombers side.
With that official strikeout, the Sylvan Lake Gulls have tied a Western Canadian.
And that's, well, I'm going to have to find out what went on there. I really don't know. I can't say for sure. So, but with that strikeout, that gives the Sylvan Lake Gulls a WCBL record-tying event there, as he, that's 19 strikeouts on the night. Our K-man, he's had to walk down to the very bottom of the steps there to put the K out there. So I got to find out when we get downstairs. I'm going to find out. But look at all those Ks. That is impressive. And yet, the team that has all those Ks is leading 3-2 as we go to the bottom half of the 12th inning. Go figure. Baseball. Well, welcome back. Here's what happened here. Now, I'm thinking he called Altamirano for stepping out of the batter's box and kind of in the eyesight of Junior Garcia. And you can see he's arguing with that. And so he's calling the base runner out. Okay, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. So now we have Rowan O'Connor over at second and a pinch hitter for Kyle Lewis, or I think, pinch hitter for Junior Garcia, I think, is Hayden McCarris. or Macaris. I always start off with Macaris and I go, no, it's Macaris. Okay. And he squares the bunt as they're playing the small ball game here. So he's batting for Junior Garcia. So that means Cam McLeod would have to come in and catch, I guess, if we go to a 13th inning. Why not play some extra baseball? And a good bunt there by Aiden as he gets tagged out by Altamirano running down to first base. So for the first out, and that moves Rowan O'Connor over to third. Kyle Lewis now will step in to face Martin Zhang, who's done a really, really good job coming in, pitching the 10th and 11th innings and keeping the Gulls off the score sheet. In fact, striking out the side back in the 11th. And he starts Lewis off with a strike there. Lots of people still here watching some extra baseball. And a bunt here, and they're trying to score him from third, and they do. And Don Buskus is making an emphatic call at home plate saying, yes, he is safe, and this game is over because that's right. Sorry, this game is not over. I've been corrected. This game is tied. That was wishful thinking, I guess. Now, I don't know. He came out of the baseline quite a bit, but I think he's okay. I think that's the right call. That was a gutsy play by the Gulls, though, to the suicide squeeze, basically, by Kyle Lewis. That brought Rowan O'Connor in from third. So now they're going to have a little conference. Yeah. The umpires got together and they talked about it and said, nope, the call stands. Everybody is safe. So I got a little excited there. I thought this game was over. I forgot the Gulls were trailing by one. No, there's not a player on the Bombers squad that was on that field that's thought that home plate umpire Don Buskus was right in his call, which, you know, not surprising. But now, you know, if I'm the Bombers, you got to just flush that and just say, okay, we still got a game here. It's 3-3 now. And Simon Baker steps in with one down and a base runner over at first in Kyle Lewis, who can steal the base. And Zhang missing outside with that one. That misses down low. The count 2-0. So Simon Baker in. 2-0 count. Base runner over at first and Kyle Lewis. Tai Yukamoto is the on-deck batter. And Baker watches that go by for a strike. Count now 2-1. Simon Baker's got some pop as well. He could end this right now. One swing of the bat. And there goes Lewis. And they have the hit and run going. I think if Simon Baker had laid off of that ditch, Kyle Lewis might have got that stolen base, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. They had a plan, and so 2-2 the count on Simon Baker. With one down, that misses inside. The count now full. Top of the order, Tai Yukamoto is on deck. And a called third strike on Simon Baker. So Martin Zhang continues to ring up strikeouts. That's been the theme of the night. You strike out our guy, we'll strike out your guy. And Martin Zhang has just had himself a really, really good outing here. He's quite happy with himself, I'm sure. He thinks he probably should have the win right now, because the game probably should have been over the other way. But 3-3, we are in the bottom of the 12th, and a little decoy there by the first baseman, Christian Altamirano, as he made like, oh, the ball went past me, you might want to take off. Michael Lewis not following, or Kyle Lewis not falling for that. He's going to go and try and steal second base here, and he does. And a good steal by Kyle Lewis to put himself in scoring position with two down. Head coach, I think that was Jason, was that Wyatt McKnight or Jaden? I know what he was angry about too. If you watch the replay, the tag made by J.R. Bedford well after Kyle Lewis had stolen the bag, he hammered his glove down on Lewis's hand to try and push him off the bag, and I think that was Wyatt McKnight that was barking at Don Busca saying, come on. And I could be totally wrong. It could have been something totally different. So it's hard to tell from up here, you know. 0-2 the count right now on Yukamoto. He sends this into the Gulls bullpen. He's been on base a couple of times, 3 times. Well, yeah, he's been on with a walk, and he's had a couple of hits, but he got picked off twice at second base. 0-2 the count on Yukamoto. And he sends this into Shell. Oh, and J.R. Bedford drops the ball. Has only one play at home, and that is it. Now this game is over. Now this game is over. And Martin Zhang he's kind of going after home plate umpire Don Buscus, and his teammates are coming to pull him away. He's I'm okay. I just wanted to ask the umpire a question. And the Brooks Bombers are not happy as Tai Yukamoto walks this off, but I'm not sure what Martin Zhang is upset about. But Tai Yukamoto with a little blooper, and J.R. Bedford with the play and drops the ball. And now we got a little bit of conversation going on between Zhang, and now the coach is over here, and it's just like, just go back, guys, you know. Catcher Kai Hopful is in there talking to guys, and I think most of it is kind of casual conversation, but nobody wants to see anything happen here. Game's over, boys. Time to go home. You played a fine game, and it didn't go your way. And now the coach is starting to get into it, and his players are actually the ones that are stepping in to keep the coach from getting involved. And Gulls are just saying, okay, just go home. And now J.R. Bedford's trying to get out to somebody. I don't understand what's going on here. This guys, the Gulls didn't do anything. They just played the game. So pack it up, go home. It's the end of the day. We're all good. I'm not sure the Bombers are just kind of hanging around home plate, and Jason Chatwood's trying to bring some peace to the situation, and Matt Hapes over there, and the Bombers coaches are over there. And, cooler heads will prevail, folks, at some point in time. But lost in all this is the fact that the Gulls have walked off a win here, 4-3 against the Brooks Bombers in a game that could have gone either way. It really could have. So, not sure what else you can do here. I guess we'll find out what that was all about, but then we got a Brooks player just kind of sitting on the mound contemplating life. He's looking a little lonely out there. And just an unfortunate play from J.R. Bedford, as that probably, he probably makes that play 9 times out of 10 and made a strong throw to home plate. But we've got our player of the game here. Guess who?
Starting pitcher, your EG Auctions player of the game, Ty Boudreau. There's a lot to unpack in this one, Ty. Let's first start with your performance. 13 strikeouts. You know, I heard the Gulls record in an entire game for pitching staff is 14. You almost got it. How fitting that that was Matty Fung right there. You know, let's talk about the performance tonight. A great performance, a great way to kind of end your Gulls career here.
Yeah, let's just say what a hell of a game right there. Hey? Sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath here. That was uncalled for by Matty right there, but we love it. But hey, I can't thank you guys for staying. You know, 13 innings of baseball, and you guys are still here cheering us on. You know, we couldn't ask for better fans.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. You know, as your time in Sylvan Lake here, we talked a little bit about it before, but just, again, when you see this, it's here for this team and this community. What does that mean to you as you head on to Alabama and beyond?
Yeah, you know, this place is home, like I said before. You guys, family, friends, everyone here support the players every other day, and it's amazing, and we appreciate your guys' support.
Well, we appreciate you, and we will always claim you from Sylvan Lake, Alberta. Ty, best of luck and congrats on the game and the win tonight. All right, there's your EG Auctions player of the game tonight. Starting pitcher, 13 strikeouts, and you heard from Joe, WCBL record. Like, this is a little bit of fireworks at the end. Not too shabby.
Well, here we go. First I saw myself on the screen. I went, wait a minute, I'm not looking at the screen. An unbelievable bit of business here between the Gulls and the Brooks Bombers. They put on a show for everybody in the stands tonight with 19 strikeouts on the Gulls side, another 7 or 8 at least on the other side of the coin. And then we had the excitement at the end when walking it off in the 13th inning. There's all the K's up on the board. Broken bats. We had plays at home. We had drop balls. We had disputes between the two teams. It was an interesting night. Lucky number 13 is Kai Yukamoto walks it off with a little blooper, but the play at the plate, J.D. Bradford unfortunately made a tough